The most powerful forces of this universe, or even if you confine it to this materialistic world, are the silent forces. The most drastic, dreadful, and the most good form of forces are the silent forces. We'll be discussing further onwards in this book. Please do not subscribe if you are not here to get the knowledge and absorb it and implement. Otherwise, let's work on it together. The total wisdom, whatever you can think of within oneself or for the outer world, is based on one thing only: mastery of yourself. If you learn the art of mastering yourself, that is what we're gonna teach here, and we're gonna be working together on it, because if we don't work on it together, I alone cannot do that. So that is the only key formula. But to reach that level, you have to learn different steps, and you have to be willing to be doing the labor work. The hard labor work has to be done to achieve that level of wisdom, that level of mastery of oneself. All the forces that are in this world, all kind of worlds, physical world or metaphysical world, whatever someone is aware of, all the forces are two kinds of forces, good or bad, but they are all in form of salvation or destruction. They are being forwarded to us in the form of silent forces. These silent forces are given in the form of thoughts. Either they are salvation thoughts or destructive thoughts. These two sides are given only in the form of thoughts. That is why you have to understand whatever is happening outside the world or outside of us, it's all pointed towards what is happening inside us. Everything is projected towards us, inside or outside. The second point he is raising is fear is a sinful way of curse. From the very beginning, we have just pointed out the root cause of all evil is fear. You have to take out the fear of unknown from yourself. Only then you can make the right decisions, and only then the positive and constructive forces will be produced. You should understand that. Imagine yourself whenever you had a negative impulse, whenever you have been doing some negative acts, the thoughts that provoked that action and negative action, that was because of a fear of certain thing. You will always find there was a fear of certain thing happening or not happening. Might happen, might not happen. There was a fear associated with that. That is why this has to be eliminated. The fear of thoughts, the thoughtful fear that is not existent anywhere, that produces a negative action, that has to be eliminated. So what he says, a man should not be fearful if he actually believes in the intrinsic and extrinsic form of justice in this world. That is why in the previous lecture we learned the law of nature that is based on justice, that whatever you sow you shall reap. So if you believe in that, that's why I said to you, you have to go through multiple steps. So to learn multiple steps, you have to know everything stepwise. You cannot just jump on the last ladder directly. And if you say, okay, I decide to be very calm, wisdomful person in one day, you cannot. You will be on the pathway. That's the first step. But you have to do the labor work. You cannot expect, as we said, that a calm and very wisdomful person and he has not done the labor. He has done the labor over the period of years and years. That's a continuous work you have to do to reach that level. So you have to remove the negative thoughts, the thoughts of fear. One should not be fearful if you believe in actual justice in this world, because if there is justice, then if you produce only positive thoughts, then you should always get the positive results. Apparently, what you see currently happening inside your world or around you, that is not actually the result of what you are thinking right now. That is actually, you might be thinking, okay, this negative thing is happening to me. That is not happening to you actually. That is your response to that situation. That is your negative, fearful thought that is coming out in that reaction form. So whatever you are feeling, you are facing, it is in you, within you, from you. You have to change your mindset, your thought process. Only then you will be strong enough to create your own world. Then you become the superhuman that I always say that we actually are. We just have to rub the skin over us. That is, we are literally covering ourselves with of being a normal human being that we were born with, the same natural and animalistic instincts. We have to cover and remove them. Some things we have to cover up, some things we have to remove and shed off, like a skin, to get a new skin on top of it, or to improve the level of skin texture. We learn every day, then we absorb. We don't only learn, we absorb, and then we start implementing in our thought process. Once the thought process is developed, you will be at a way different level. That's what you have to follow the pathway. Remove the fear from yourself, remove the doubts. You have to intelligently practice it every day. You cannot just deny evil and negative thoughts and say it's enough. You don't just have to deny it. You have to practice it every day. As I said to you, it's a labor work, a long-term pathway. So that means you have to do this practice of denying evil, then staying on top of it on the same level of mentality, and giving the positive thoughts, the overwhelming positive thoughts and the constructive thoughts in yourself. That's what practice you have to do, not the negative side, or just denial of the negative side is not enough. That is just covering your eyes. Denial is just covering of eyes. You are not actually rectifying anything. You are not being productive. You are not producing any positive energy. Denial is just the first step. After that, what you have to replace that denial with. Once you deny, there is a void of negative thing. Okay, that's all right. But what you are covering up with, what you are bringing in place of the bad habits and bad thoughts, you have to practice it every day. So internal realization is the main force that you have to bring in with. So what he further says, intelligence, control of self. You get to know your inner force. Intelligent control, not only control. For example, if someone instigates me, okay, for example, someone instigates me, I start erupting in an instinctual way. Okay, I give out negative reaction. That's good. Normally happens. Yeah, we are instinctual human beings. But what if I just stop reacting and I say that I become a wise person? That's not the reality. The reality is I have to intentionally know why I am not reacting in a negative way, why I have to control myself. Intelligently, I have to control myself by giving myself the reason that is intelligent enough to raise my level of mindset. I have to be self-accountable. I have to answer to myself that, okay, I am not being instigated by a certain action or reaction of a person, but why? Then, for similar kind of situations, I have to control myself again and again deliberately. So I have to perform this task of controlling myself again and again intentionally. That is called intelligent control of yourself, practicing it again and again everyday life. Then you master the art. Then you don't have to think of it. That becomes your habit. So actually you have to practice this hours and hours and days and months and maybe years to reach that level of perfection where you achieve the level of calmness. Calmness again is not staying quiet. Quietness does not mean you are a calm person. You are just not reacting, that means. But calmness is inner peace. To reach that level, you have to practice again and again and again. And once you reach that level, that is the level where you start seeing illumination. That is the illumination of your inner self. That is the power that you want to achieve. So what he says, you will have to try day after day for these things. And then he says, hour of calmness is hour of illumination and correct judgment. Not only illumination, not that you become peaceful, then all your judgments are gonna be in the right way. Then you will not be making bad decisions. You will not be judging anything wrong. That includes you will not be judging yourself wrong, where you were saying that, okay, I'm the best. Maybe you are having flaws. Then you will be judging yourself rightly also and improving yourself. That's another aspect of judgment. Judgment does not mean you start judging others. Judgment means you start judging yourself. Your capacity, inner capacity, outer capacity. You have to implement all these all inside you first. Then the secondary part is outer world, because the outer world becomes automatically the same way. Then you don't have to think that part. You will automatically be implementing the same judgment in the outside world. Either it's in the physical reaction form or mentally. There's a very beautiful line he's explaining that this radiation that you will be emitting from yourself, the positive radiation, as you are getting more habitual on practicing these positive thoughts, you start emitting positive rays. You start emitting positive energy. All the scholars in the world that I have read, or I have listened to, or I have tried to understand them, they always talk about our energy. So energy is a form of waves. Energy is always in the form of waves. So whenever you feel that energy, the positive energy inside you, that will automatically be going outside. That means that will start illuminating the world around you as well. That will not be within you, that will not be radiating you only. You will be becoming a radiating person of positive energy. Plus, when people say that you have to surround yourself with positive people or the like-minded people, no, that's not the reality only. That's halfway there. When you start becoming that kind of a person who emits those kind of radiation, you start attracting those kind of people around you or near you. That's the beauty of it. So that means what people do is, or people think is, most of the social media I say that you have to start going to those people and start making networking. Yes, definitely you have to do that, but the major part is first you have to become that. Only then those people will be attracted towards you and they become in your surroundings automatically. Whatever you want to become, first make yourself within, start feeling that side inside you, go inside you deep, and then make yourself, illuminate yourself with those thought process. Make it a habit. Profound entity should be there inside you, strong entity should be inside you, and then you will see that how positive and big you are on this, how those kind of people will be attracted to you. In fact, they will be attracted to you. That's a confirmed formula. I'm telling you, those kind of personalities will be attracted to you. As I always read about couple of scholars on the internet, they always say success is not you are running after. This is something you attract. Something you attract. You don't run after success, you attract it by becoming successful yourself, a successful personality. First you become inside, whatever you are inside, then it comes automatically to you. In the last part of this chapter, he says, your thoughts are heaven above you and hell below you. Means if you go through the highest level of thoughts, the positive level of thoughts, you make yourself within heaven. If you are going to lower level of thoughts, what are you becoming? You are making yourself miserable and going towards hell inside you. It's not a religious concept of hell and heaven. It's a metaphor or simile he's creating within your personality, that you can achieve the level of heavens inside your thoughts if you go towards higher level of thoughts, positive level of thoughts, energetic level of thoughts, but illuminating level of thoughts. But if you go towards a lower degrading level of thoughts, you make hell inside you. That is where I want you to read to you a very beautiful line that I have written in my beautiful notes. Again, my most beautiful handwriting. Everything you can learn from me. Trust me, in this world, what you need to be successful, success in the highest form of success, I'm telling you, not in terms of money only. You will be able to learn, but the only thing you will not be able to attain is the level of my handwriting. That I can assure you. So what he says here is a quotation: dwell and thought upon the grandest, and the grandest you shall see. Fix your mind upon the highest, and the highest you shall be. Wherever your thought process is, your vision is, you have to make your vision at the highest level. That's what he's saying. And your target should be at the highest level, and you will achieve that. So your thought process has to be elevated. Automatically in the materialistic world, you will be automatically elevated. But if your thought process is degrading, you're going to be always degrading yourself, not someone else. You are degrading yourself. If sometimes people think that by thinking and uttering and acting in a negative way, we are degrading someone else. No, we are degrading ourselves. That's what we do. So what you have to do is, you have to start evaluating and conceptualizing your thought process in a positive way. Criticize yourself first. Then you will be able to understand the positivity as well and improve yourself. Hopefully you have learned a lot. So please subscribe, comment, and please teach me as well what you want me to improve, because we all are humans at the end of the day. But obviously we are working on it for you. I am going through everything word by word and then bringing it to you, not some random knowledge I'm just sharing with you. So hopefully we'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you very much.